Tonight. Fuck the future, you know what I mean? About to party like my album release. Say the shit. Now it's for you to jot down. I stole the slot, how Geechee the epitome got shit locked down. I originally told y'all, put your Glocks down. Like had the beat, like Geechee focus a better me. I know you heard of murder, first degree, I was premeditated. A street native, shy haters with demonstration. Bullets penetrate them, certain niggas the vegetation. Now they stressing to appeal they death sentence. What up?
Yo. Trying to find one joint. Pop. Shit alive. Come on. You don't vibe real quick. Try to find my joint. Let's do these songs real quick. Make yourself at home. Make yourself at home. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we get set up. You know what I mean? How y'all feeling out there? Y'all here? Let me get a yeah mean if you here with me. Might not have it on. What's up? It was a crazy week of football last week. Crazy week of football.
My operation making a separation from rodents. Get out display.
We gonna start the countdown. We gonna get it popping.
Hustlers rapping, more intense. A born hustler, CV to RE serving. Crack customers making mistakes. Bagging school, shooting at snakes. Losing our stash over numbers with dice break. First pack was some cooked up shit. Up the A plus, discuss guns busting and waste. Snakes trusting lots of hate. Put the world at stake. Teenage lust, unbelievably in the black and night. To lose my description if I have to act tonight. Craving for fast cars, fast RE. Life of a rap star, thugs young, pulling guns. Not a once, with a 20 on top. Flashing in the school lunch line. In the process, drop out and graduate the crime. Respect real stories. Block freestyle. See the tape record me while I show off for girls in the material world.
What is up? What is it? Excuse me. It's your boy Geechee A. Smith. What is popping with y'all? What is popping with the population? Hold on, let me check all of my social medias, making sure we good on all home fronts. I mean, let me make sure we Gucci. Here we go. Good evening, cousin. Good evening, cousin. What's popping? All right, we good. We go on Facebook. We going on the tube. And then let me check my X/Twitter. I'll never call it X. I just said that just to be facetious. All right, Twitter's popping. All right, we good. Yes, sir. Hey, what's up? It is boy Geechee A. Smith. What is good with y'all? What is good, Leas? What is popping with the population? Last week we went a smooth 6-7. Yeah, buddy, we got our butts kicked, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all did because I follow y'all on the social medias. I don't think anybody did well this week. That was a crazy week. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. It's not even the middle of the season yet. Don't let any of these losses deter you. But some things are true for certain teams. Some things are, some things, some teams are going to have to work out. For instance, 49ers game. 49ers weren't healthy. Debo Samuel was out. Trent Williams was out. It really showed with the offensive line, with Trent Williams not being out, which slowed down the run game, which put all the pressure on Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy is not an elite quarterback, so you can't take that type. You can't put that type of pressure on Brock Purdy. He's not an elite quarterback. And I'm glad. I'm not glad that that happened, but I'm glad people were able to see that because he's not an elite quarterback. He really isn't. Um, he doesn't have the tool set for that. He's a very good quarterback. Um, Good quarterback. He could be very good. He's still young. He only played 15 games. I still like what he's doing for our system. He's an upgrade from Jimmy G. I think he's a downgrade from Trey Lance because Trey Lance didn't get a chance to play, and Trey Lance had a good rating in that system, but Trey Lance doesn't fit that well in that system. And Kyle Shanahan wants somebody that plays in his system. That's fine. That's what Kyle Shanahan wants to do. Whatever. Y'all know I'm not a big fan of the Shanahan banana hands. I'm not really a big fan of his. I think he's overrated, to be honest with you. That man is 0 for 36 when down by 8 points after halftime. 0 for 36. You think that's a large enough sample size? 0 for 36. Yeah. Yeah. 0 for 36. Um, so I mean, it is what it is. People call me a hater, whatever. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm going to talk my talk, and I know this game that I love. I watch this game. Like it just blows me to think that y'all can call anyone good and they're over 36 for after the third quarter, which means you are a choke artist, which means you don't do well at adjusting. I told y'all before, most of these coaches just win by war of attrition. They just they just happen to have better players than people. That's what it is. They just Kyle Shanahan has a team full of all pros and pro bowlers, and he still can't win. Andy Reid, name me five people on the Chiefs besides Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey. And Andy Reid's winning Super Bowls. Name me 10 people that used to play with the Patriots when they won Super Bowls. You know what I mean? But I can name everybody on the 49ers, not because I'm a 49ers fan, but because they got nothing but first round talent all across the front seven. Nothing but first round talent across the front seven. And these dudes are getting beat by a bad Vikings team. Are you shitting me? Like, I think the 49ers are still a better team than the Vikings are. I still think the 49ers are the better team in the NFC. But it is about matchups, and Brian Flores played a perfect game against Kyle Shanahan's scheme and Brock Purdy's weaknesses. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm gonna keep it real. That's the problem. People don't keep it real as fans. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm not a fan. Maybe I'm just a supporter of the team. Because fans just see things with rose-colored glasses, and I don't see things with rose-colored glasses at all. Even to the point my win-loss percentage is now down to 60%. That's disgusting. I went 6-7 last week. I don't remember ever going under 50%, to be honest with you. That was a bad week. Nobody was thinking the Bills were going to lose to the Patriots. Nobody thought the 49ers were going to lose to the Vikings. Um, I knew the Ravens were going to beat the Lions. I thought the Eagles were going to beat the Dolphins, but not as much, to be honest with you. I didn't think they were going to beat them by as much. But I thought they were going to beat them. That wasn't. The Dolphins are a little soft and finessey. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it was a crazy week. But it's week 8, week 9 now. I think it's week 8. Um, as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Come on, hit the bell. Stop being a hater, bro. Come on. Hit the bell for the notifications so when we go live, because the more lives, the more people to come on, the more stuff I'm gonna break down for y'all. Y'all missing out on this money. To be honest with you, I'm missing all this guapolini. Last week was probably the worst week I've had ever as picking. Like literally, I've never picked under 50%, and that thing was horrible. I was 6 for 7. That's unacceptable, to be honest with you. Completely unacceptable. But this is a good bounce back week. Is a good bounce back week. But this is what happens as you get closer to the middle of the season. People are starting to get hurt. There's injuries. There's film on people now. You name it. Trades are happening. Trade deadline is what? Halloween. Halloween's always the trade deadline. So we'll see. We'll see if the 49ers are going to make a move to kind of counteract what the Eagles did. The Eagles always make a move ahead of the 49ers, and that was the reason they went to the Super Bowl last year, because they made a move and the 49ers weren't ready to make a move. Like 49ers want to play if they want to. Unacceptable. I know that's right. Completely unacceptable. Um, but yeah. But let's get to what y'all came here for. I know what y'all came here for. Y'all came here for the weekly picks. Y'all came for the weekly picks. Y'all came for this guapolini. Y'all came to get this money. And then about this money. First up, we got the Buccaneers and the Bills. I was hoping they was actually playing here because I would have went to that game. They played in Tampa last year. That's why. Duh. They played in Tampa last year. I believe. And that'd have been a nice game to go to. But they're playing in Buffalo. Buccaneers aren't that good. Baker Mayfield is who Baker Mayfield is. Even so much that the point spread moved the point. It was at 42. Now it's at 43. But yeah, I don't see. I get it that the Bills lost to the Patriots, but at the same time, pay me my Muncie. Bill Belichick always does well against teams in his division, and especially quarterbacks like Josh Allen that take chances and that don't read defenses that well. They try to utilize their arm strength and things like that more than actual like cerebral quarterbacking. So I get that, but I think they're going to beat the Bucks. But Todd Bowles does have a nice defense. And Todd Bowles is used to seeing Josh Allen, so he knows his quirks and his qualms, right? Um, so I'm not sure about the 8. Um, so I will stay away from that 8 as far as that is concerned. But I think the Bills will win. I definitely think the Bills will win. But I think Todd Bowles might do something and make it a little bit closer than what it has to be. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks with the 8.5. You going under? You going under, Chuck? I'm going over actually. I'm going over, Chuck Lee. Um, I'm going over for this one. And that's it's a theme for this week. You might see. You might see it as a theme. I'm the unders. I wouldn't be mad at the under though, but I'm going over just because the Bills aren't healthy, and I think it's some bounce back week for people. Bounce back weeks. People are at home, things of that nature. Next up, we got Eagles and the Commanders. They play each other hard every year. Wasn't the Commanders the first Eagles loss last year? Was the Commanders? Mm, it was 7. Now it's at 6.5. Oh man, because they know Eagles and the Commanders play each other toughly, especially when they're in DC. Like I said, last year the Commanders beat the Eagles. This year is going to be completely different. To be honest with you, this Commanders team is butt. They just lost to the Giants 14-7. This Commanders team is complete arse. Complete arse. Yeah, I don't think y'all will cover either. I'm going with the over, Chuck, but I think I'm going the plus for the Commanders. I think I'm going with I'm going with the Bucks. I'm going with the over, but I'm going with the Eagles to win. I'm going Eagles. Eagles win, but I'm going Commanders to do the cover. Nah, I don't think so. I know that's right. But yeah, I'm going with the Eagles to win. Commanders with that 6.5. They're just gonna keep it close, just because they beat them last year and over 43.5. I believe this score was like 21 or something. I forget what it was, but we're gonna go with that for that. We ain't gonna spend too much time on that. That's we gotta stop for our commercials so we can get paid. Oh, there we go. All right, another battle of the mids. This is a little midi, I would say. Um, Falcons and the Titans. Falcons won by it was I don't know. It was just more of luck more than anything. And I don't know why they're giving the Titans 3 points, to be honest with you. And that 35.5. I mean, because the Falcons are butt. That's why. That's probably why. So I got to move that because it was at 36.5. So 35.5. They're trying to scare people, is what they're trying to do, I think. Because I think they might have known they messed up. Because I'm going with the Titans and over 35. Like I get it. Will Levis, whatever his name is, Levis is playing. You going with the Falcons? Yeah, they traded. Yeah, but their defense was horrible anyway, so that's why I'm going with the over because they didn't really have a good defense. So that's the reason for. Dang it. That's the reason for the over because they traded the arguably one of the best safeties in the league. So that's why I'm going with the over. But I'm going with the Titans because the Falcons are horrible. I still think Vrabel has a good enough defense to handle Arthur Smith's offense. Arthur Smith is a bum. Like he only did well because he had Derrick Henry in his prime. I'm hoping I'm right. Arthur Smith is a bum play caller. I think Vrabel's a better coach. Because when it comes down to it, I always say when teams are kind of closely matched, you go to the quarterbacks and you go to the coaches. I think Vrabel and Desmond Ritter might be the worst quarterback in the last 5 to 10 years. I don't even like he is complete hot butter garbage. Um, so and I just think that the Titans run a good enough scheme to stop them and to actually I think they're just going to win. Actually, I think they're going to win. So that +3 is beautiful for me. And over 35, just because the Titans defense has taken a hit. Um, Falcons ain't really going to put up more than 17, so I think it's going to be like 20-17, which is over 35.5, in my opinion. My humble opinion, since I'm from England, bruv. My humble opinion. Next up, we got Yags and the Steelers. These two teams play each other tough all of the time. This rivalry goes back to the AFC Central for all my people that are football people that know football. Yeah, I remember the AFC Central before there was 4 divisions, when there was only 3 divisions. The Jaguars were in the AFC Central, and the Jaguars used to handle the Steelers, and that was the only team the Steelers really Ben Roethlisberger would have trouble with was the Jaguars. Mark Brunell and those Jaguars. I remember the year the Jaguars went 14-2. The only 2 losses were to the Titans, and the Titans went on to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Rams that year with Eddie George. Eddie George was Derrick Henry before Derrick Henry, but not as tough. Eddie George was the softest big guy I've ever seen in my life. Toilet paper is soft. But the Titans were 13-3 that year, and the Jaguars were 14-2. The Jags were favored to go to the Super Bowl unless they played the Titans. It's just about matchups. The Jaguars had a fire team. I think that Jaguars team might have beat those Rams in 2001 or 1999. Sorry, 1999. They might have beaten those teams because Fred Taylor was on a tear. They had just as good an offense, but they had a better defense than those Rams did, I believe. So, but it's all about matchups, and the Titans won. The Titans got pretty close, or was that 2001? No, it was 1999. Because 2001 is when the Patriots played the Rams, and the Rams lost that Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not digging that. I think that's trash. I think that's trash. Because I get it. They are the Oilers. Tennessee Titans are the Houston Oilers, but you ain't the Houston Oilers. That's like the Eagles wearing the Philadelphia Cardinals throwbacks. Like you can't do that. There's just certain things you can't do. You think the Jags are going to lose? And you're saying because of TJ Watt. Chuck, this is why I like you, Chuck. Because I think the same thing. I like the Steelers straight up. Trevor Lawrence does not do well with the pressures. And y'all gonna start putting some respect on Mike Tomlin's name. This man is 4-2 with Kenny Pickett. So Mike Tomlin can do y'all be like, oh, he's a bum coach. He's a bum coach. What? Name me 5 people on the Steelers, not T.J. Watt and Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris. And even Najee Harris is just a name. He's horrible. Like he's a bum. He's soft. Yeah, I know that's right. At all. Yeah. They don't give a damn about nobody black. Period. In Tennessee. But yeah, he's never had a losing record. It's not his fault who his general managers pick. Like that's the team that they give him. He doesn't have as much control as say a Bill Belichick and so on and so forth. When it comes to picking his rosters, so he does do what he does do. He is a real coach. Tomlin's probably my favorite coach in all of the league. He's probably him and Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's probably number 1 for me, and then Tomlin. Beasts. I think they're great because it's beyond football for them, and they're getting the best out of nobodies. You know what I mean? Yeah, Andy Reid's blessed. The difference is Andy Reid was blessed to have Patrick Mahomes, but however, Andy Reid identified Patrick Mahomes and went and got him. You know what I mean? Where everybody was sitting back and thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be available late first round, early second round because he was coming out of a spread offense. And Andy Reid was like, no, that might be one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. Let me go get this man. Went and got the man, and the rest is history. He got 2 rings quicker than any quarterback. There you go. But I do like the Steelers. It's going to be a tough game, but I like the Steelers to actually win that. I like the Steelers to win that, John. Yeah, every quarterback. Yeah, Donovan McNabb. Yep, absolutely. I like Chandy Reed. Chandy Reed's my buddy, the Hamburglar. Next up, we got the Jets and the Giants. I forget they don't play every year, but they share a stadium, so they alternate who's home each time. And so the Giants are home this time, even though it's the same stadium. We'll see who shows up more Jets or more Giants. I don't know I think there's more Giants fans than Jets fans, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of like Yankees and Mets. Like there's obviously more Yankees fans. Kevin Kolb, yes, he did win with Kevin Kolb. He did win with Kevin Kolb. But yeah, the Giants and the Jets. That's even more mid. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with that. That's just, I mean, yeah, Jets, Mets, Giants, Yankees. Yeah, literally. That's exactly what it is. Jets, Mets, Giants, Yankees. Even though I know somebody that likes the Giants, and likes the Mets. But normally it's Giants, Yankees, Jets, Mets. But I like the Jets. They were at 2.5, but now they're at 3. I'm still rocking with the 3. I like the Jets over the Giants. There's just the defense. I don't know though. They are putting in Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. It depends when Tyrod Taylor shows up. I don't know if he's going. He might struggle against the Jets defense in that scheme. So yeah, regardless if it's Tyrod, he's better than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is butt, but Tyrod Taylor is going to struggle with that Jets scheme. So I'm going with the Jets on that one. Next up, we got the Patriots and the Dolphins. Once again, I just talked about Bill Belichick doing well in his division. He does very well in his division. He even does well against the Dolphins. However, this Dolphins team is different, and I just got them blowing the Patriots out. Catch me if you can. I'm the gingerbread man. Yeah, they're gonna murder him. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, Chuck. They don't have an offensive line, and that Jet defensive front is crazy. I agree with that. It's crazy. I'm going with the Dolphins. The over on the Patriots. I just think it's just going to get out of hand because the Dolphins will take their frustrations of the Eagles out on the Patriots. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I think. They just because here's the thing that the Dolphins are just they're not so you got 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, and then you got Lions, Seahawks, whoever, right? And then the AFC you have Chiefs, I think Ravens, and then you have probably Buffalo, Dolphins. The Dolphins are just that B team. They just can't beat the top tier teams. You might even put Buffalo between, um, because they're not big bro, but they ain't little bro either. They like the middle child. So, but I like the Dolphins over the Patriots though. Absolutely. Ooh, sorry. Next up, we got the Glams versus the Slough Boys. Cowboys were on a bye week. Their defense is still their defense. You know, the Rams aren't that good. The Rams have a pretty good pass offense, but the Cowboys' strength is their pass defense. What's his name? Deron Bland, who's like the number 2 rated CB in the league behind Jalen Johnson from the Bears. He's he's real solid. Their defense is good. It's really good. Don't let the Cardinals and the 49ers outlier games fool you. The Cowboys are pretty good. Like that just it happens. It's the NFL. Yeah, it's the NFL. The Cowboys are really good. Yeah, them getting blown out by the 49ers doesn't mean anything. It's just the 49ers was on one that day. I mean, because they lost to the freaking Browns and the Vikings after that, and I think the Cowboys are way better than the Vikings or the Browns. It's just the NFL. Anybody can beat anyone, anytime. Anytime, anything. I don't care. So we going with yeah, I'm with you on this one too, Chuck. My thing is being janky, sorry. Oh, it's at 6.5 now, but still, I had it at 6, but yeah, 6.5. I'm doing the Cowboys. They're gonna murk the Rams. They're going to murk the Rams. I am not worried about that, and I'm going with the over. I told you, y'all notice I'm going over. This is revenge week. Saints and the Colts. Anthony Richardson's surgery went well, they said. It doesn't really matter because he hasn't been playing. Gardner Minshew. Jonathan Taylor's back. Derek Carr is still Derek Carr. This is battle of mids, AFC mids. They might as well, I think the Colts are like the AFC Saints, and the Saints are like the NFC Colts. They're kind of like the same team, if you think about it. Damn, they're the same team. And being as though the Colts are home and it's a controlled environment, the Saints will do a little bit better than they normally do, just because it's just like their environment. But what's going to make them lose is they're not at home. So I like the Colts. It was at 1.5. I liked them at 1.5, and now even at 1, that's basically a pick if you think about it. And we're going over 43.5 because, like I said, they're indoors, and it's going to be conducive for a good football game because they're both turf teams. Next up, sorry, staying up late watching the Phillies lose got me tired tonight. Next up, we got the battle of the first round quarterbacks. And ironically, I told y'all CJ Stroud is better than Bryce Young. He did all right last week. I think he had a big play last week. He's just getting old. That gimmick doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work when you're in your 30s. It works when you're in your 20s and you can run faster than people and run people over. But after a while, your body starts taking punishment. And Sean Payton isn't your coach anymore, so you don't get as many of those plays as you used to. That's where Taysom Hill went. He's still there though. Sorry. Texans. I liked CJ Stroud over Bryce. I thought he was a better quarterback, and it's been showing. CJ Stroud has been breaking records, rookie records. Anybody that watched football can tell you that. I mean, the way he diced up Georgia just showed me everything I needed to see because Georgia was and is an NFL defense on a college level, and to be dicing them up the way that he was dicing up that team was just bananas. Same way he's about to dice up the Panthers. I like the Texans to beat the Panthers. Vikings and the Packers. If you'd asked me this 4 weeks ago, I would have said the Packers over the Vikings easily. But it's a tale of two teams, and they look like they're going in different directions. I'm going with the Vikings. It's a battle of the mids. I'm not even going to spend a lot of time with it. The Vikings are probably now going to win the NFC. They just gained a lot of confidence by beating the 49ers. They still aren't that good, but I was going over when it was 43. Now it's down to 42. But that gave him a confidence booster. The Packers are horrible. I don't know what Jordan Love's doing over there. The Bears are not healthy. They got Badgett, whatever his name is, over there doing absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, and the Lions. Never mind. Lions are going to win that division. I forgot about the Lions. Sorry. But they are going to beat the Packers though. They're definitely going to beat the Packers. They might sneak into a wild card spot later on down the road, but they're definitely going to beat the Packers. What you expect? What you expect me to sound like, Joe? What's I supposed to sound like, man? You just see me in 2015. Was that 2015, 2016, 2017? I don't know, one of them. Oh my god. It's been a minute. Nah, I was just saying 2015. What was I supposed to sound like? 13-year-old Sean Dale from Valley Road or Rosemont? You know what I'm saying? With the high pitched voice. My guy. But yeah, now I enunciate myself a little bit. I thought I at least talk. I thought I actually talked a little bit more proper than I used to, Joe. Dang, I gotta. Maybe I ain't sitting up straight enough. Hold on. Let me sit up a little straighter. I'm buffer though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Sir Huskington. I appreciate it. I work for corporate now. I work for the man. I work for the man. I gotta sound differently. You know what I'm saying? I work for the man. Actually, I got like 4 jobs, so I work for the men. I work for the men out there in these discreets. But yeah, we're going with the Vikings over the Packers. Browns and Seahawks, the battle of I don't even knows. The I don't even knows. You going with the Vikings, Chuck? Yeah, Vikings, absolutely. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about because Deshaun Watson's not in. Um, and their defense is solid. Seahawks just picked up Frank Clark, which is Pete Carroll's. That is something Pete Carroll loves to do is to grab like that and he had I'm drawing a blank on the dudes that he had over there when they were the Legion of Boom. I forget the damn name, but the speed rushers. So you think the Brown? Yeah, I'm leaning. Yeah, Chuck, I'm leaning. I'm leaning. Yeah, I think I am. Um, and especially they're giving them 3.5 now. So just because it's PJ Willihan, but it's that Browns defense. That Browns defense is going to give, and that's what it is. It's the and that was only 38 points. It was at 40. I'm going over regardless. So I'm going, especially Kareem Hunt is finding himself again. He looks like a younger Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I'm rocking with the Browns. I'm rocking with the Browns. I know the, that Seahawks home field advantage ain't like it used to be. Um, it used to be pretty solid, but I'm rocking with the Browns on this one. That pass defense because the Browns they're going to make Geno. They're going to give Geno Smith fits. Geno Smith is not still not good. He just doesn't turn the ball over, but he's very pensive. He kind of reminds me of like Teddy Bridgewater. He just doesn't turn the ball over, but he's not gonna put the ball in harm's way. Period. So that's a boom and bust type of thing, where yeah, you're not gonna put the ball in harm's way, but he's also not gonna make any big plays either. So that's that. Then potential Super Bowl matchup, potential Super Bowl gang matchup. The Yaminers versus the Sklangles. Listen, this is a good bounce back game for us because the defense that the Bengals play does not give the 49ers fits. I'm not scared of the Bengals style of defense, even though the Bengals have a pretty good defense right about now. Absolutely. Geno Smith is definitely going to turn the ball over. I agree with that. I'm not scared of teams that pass the ball a lot because the 49ers have a great pass defense. They have a top 5 pass defense. Right now, we can't stop and run to save our life. That wide 9 technique isn't great when your linebackers aren't getting home. That leaves the middle of the field wide open. And that's what the Vikings were doing. They put 7, they just bunched up and ran 7. I mean, they ran jumbo package and just neutralized the front 7. That's literally what they did. They jumbo packaged 7, 8-man fronts and just neutralized our front 7. I don't know why most teams don't play the 49ers like that. 49ers like that. That's what's wrong with these defenses and these teams. They get so stuck in what they used to do and what they've been doing all their lives instead of you almost got to play coordinator like you would play Madden. It has to be week to week, scheme to scheme. You can't just have the same scheme. I understand your personnel is going to be certain way, but just have rotational pieces. Like stop having these people with these egos, and put in people that are going to thrive in certain styles of defense. Have a hybrid. I know when I did a little bit of defensive coordinator back home in Lancaster for the youth football I did, I ran a 4-3 hybrid, which means teams that was bigger up front, I had to put 5 and 6 men on there. You know what I mean? So that means I ran a bear type style with that, and then teams that pass heavy, I ran more of over or under, depending on whatever. So you just got to be a hybrid. My offense was the same way when I was down here running the offense down here for the Riverview Raiders for the varsity team. You have to be a hybrid with these kids any day anymore. There is not the same style of football that your grandfather used to run. You know what I mean? Rush first and second down and then throw it on third down. Like that's old school football. Like I like what Mike McDaniels is doing down there with the Dolphins. Like his stuff is buttercup and his cookie cutter sometimes because sometimes you just do too much. But at least he's trying something new. Andy Reid, same thing. He's trying something new. You know, with the Bengals, I should punch you. I should punch you in your neck. Yeah, I am a Niners fan. Bang. Hold on. You disrespecting the kid. Disrespecting. You disrespectful out here. Let me flip my mic. Cause you out here disrespecting me like it ain't gang out here, Kai. On Pyru and them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? You smoking crack. Crack cocaine. You on the drugs. God, what? you on the you on the drugs, man. Say no to drugs, man. This dude talking about some slangles. Man, if you don't get out of here, man, we about to mollywop these boys. And now it's only at 3.5. Oh, because Brock Purdy has a concussion. So that means Sam Darnold might start. So it don't matter if it was Sam Smith. Like, I don't care. We about to blow these boys out. We just lost 2 in a row. You think you're gonna lose 5 in a row? You got me fucked up. Y'all out here doing crack cocaine. Go Birds. They need to go home. Joe, you missed it. We already called the Steelers game. I know you're a Steelers bull. I'll show you. I'll show you, Joe, just for you, since you a day one. I mean, you day one, like like day one, Kings Highway, Oak Street, and Valley Road, day one. Like we hybrids. Speaking of hybrids, we go all the way back. Oh, we all the way back. Oak Street, then Valley Road. Like there's not a lot that could say that. I think we might be the only ones, Joe, because I wasn't up in Oak Street when Ox was up there. Because I wasn't up there up tech with y'all anyway. I was on Oak Street, 18 Oak Street, across the street from Machinum. But I used to go up there with y'all up there, Cliff and Chucky and all them, and Darnell Hines and all that. Lord have mercy, back in them days, throwing rocks off of the walls and throwing stuff over the walls. Oh, let me stop reminiscing. But yeah, it's gang. We going with the Niners, 3.5. I'm not scared of that. Man, listen, you got me messed up. Next, we got the Chiefs and the Yonkos. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this. I'm not going back and forth with this game because this is, I mean, did it? Oh, I was showing you the Steelers. Sorry, my fault. This is what I was doing with the Steelers, Joe. I like the Steelers against the Jaguars. I think y'all gonna beat the Jags. They need to put some respect on y'all coaches. He ain't never been under 500 as a coach ever in his life, and you can't name me 10 people on his team. I mean, you could because you a Steelers fan, but it's not yo exactly. It's not those young bulls with the frozen nose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Chiefs are just going. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not going back and forth. I like the Chiefs. The Broncos have the worst defense, and the Chiefs are getting better each week. People were like, "Oh, the Chiefs, they lost the first game, and then they struggled the first 3 games. This was the first 3 games in the NFL season. Now they 6-1, which is the best record in the league now. I mean, and they look like they going the opposite way. Excuse me, than some of these other teams. Like they're getting better. And they're gonna make another move before it's all said and done. But yeah, I like the Chiefs. I ain't gonna go back and forth with that game. I ain't gotta. You know what I mean, Ravens and Cardinals, batter of the birds of the praise. I mean, just like a Raven is better than a Cardinal. You know. Hey, Auntie, yes, girl, yes. Smooches. Yeah, Chiefs covered by a lot. Absolutely. Tired. He's a hater. Love you too. Put it right in the camera. We're gonna make the camera frame a heart. There it is. Damn. We just gonna leave this up here. Y'all ain't gonna get. Y'all can just hear me talking. Let my aunt show y'all. She love me. They're due. Yeah, they are due. Yeah, Ravens, because I think the Ravens are that other team in the AFC. Because here's the thing: the Ravens and the 49ers for the last 5, 6 years have been the most hurt teams in the league by a lot. By a lot. Ah, you stu- you stupid. Ah, yeah, I be in the gym, Joe, 6 days a week. 6 days a week, boy. That's that upstate. I just ain't never stopped. That's the problem. I ain't never stopped. I ain't never stopped. Bird Wars. Yeah, the Ravens are a better bird though. You oh, because I can hear you laughing too. That's all that's all we used to do is just sit around and just be cracking up over nothing. Yeah, man. I be in the gym 6 days a week. Ugh, all this shirt's yeah. And it's hot in Florida, so we don't wear a lot of clothes down here. It's hot. So but yeah, I'm a little bit husky. Joe, you funny. You know what else, Joe? I'm in Muay Thai too. You be cracking up. You see me over there in Muay Thai throwing these leg kicks, leg kicks and leg kicks and body kicks and high knees. Come a long way from BB guns and if you know what I'm talking about. Yizzo, I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna say, is you down there with bread? Because I saw y'all was together. That's what's up. My guys, bread and butter. Back together again. I love it. I love it. Listen, y'all already know I'm team get out of the Ville. I am team get out of the Ville. Love it. Y'all need to come down here to Florida. What's up? Come on down here. Y'all need to come down here. Come visit. Come see the ball. Next time I come see Ross, I'm up there in Virginia. He in Sterling, Virginia. He pretty close. Next time I see Ross, I'm gonna come up there and see y'all. Yes, sir. I'm coming up there. Um, Probably not this year because it's about to be cold. And I'm from Florida now, where it's warm. Like it's still 80 degrees down here, so I ain't going back and forth with the Northeast right about now, especially not in November. You got me all the way diced, julienne, chopped up, and minced. But we going with the Ravens. Oh, it's at 8-44 now, but still, I like the Ravens to blow the Cardinals out. They're that top echelon of team right now. Um, I like them. I like them a lot. Next, we got Bears. They really got this as the Sunday night game, though. Ew! I'm going to bed early on Sunday. I'm going to bed early. Ew! Pu. Yucky poo. That's disgusting. Um, I like the Chargers. I mean, there's not even a lot to even talk about that. That's ew. These last two games are gonna be horrible. I don't know what they were thinking with picking these. Why would they have the Bears and the Chargers as a Sunday night game, prime time? Um, I'm not sure to be honest with you. Because it wasn't like they did anything in the offseason warrant him picking to be worthy of prime time. They need to flex that game early in the season. I know they don't usually flex them this early, but they need to flex this game and get this game out of here. That joint is trash. I'm not buffering. It's just right. You lucky. Here's the thing. I was gonna come up for that game, but it's December, and I'm not going back and forth with the Northeast in December. You think I'm from Florida? I don't even own. I own a coat, but I don't really own a coat. Like I don't even know what it's like. I got 3 hoodies. I wear the same 3 hoodies when I come up because that's the only ones I can't afford it. It's too cold. It's too cold. I don't do that. My bones can't even take it. You know what I'm saying? Bears with a D2 quarterback. You going with the Bears? Really? Really? You still doing drugs, truck? You still, you know what I'm saying? Because you was smoking earlier when you said something about the 49ers and the Bengals being, now you talking about the Bears. You some grandma's cough medicine there, buddy? Is that what that is? Huh? Yeah, he tripping. He definitely tripping. You got me tripping. Oh, stumbling. Oh. This, oh, he's talking about the Bears. Come on, Chuck. Don't do that to yourself. You make yourself look bad on national TV. Or all 3 of my fans, cuz. Like, you don't see all 3 of these people in here staring at you like that. Talking about the Bears gonna beat the Chargers in LA. Come on, Chuck. This is what your flask looks like, Chuck. That's what you drinking the Henny out of. Y'all see everything's red. Everything's red. The chair I'm in is red. Everything's red. Hmm. My mouse is red. My scissors are red. You know what I mean? My Mike and Nikes are red. You know what I'm saying? My pen is red. You know what I'm saying? My saw is red. You know what I'm saying? It's the Chargers in LA. Yeah, that's why I think I mean, Chargers aren't that good to be honest with you. They aren't, but I think they're better than the Bears. I really think they're better than the Bears. So I'm going with the Chargers. I just think they're gonna mollywop them boys. That's coastal red and black. Well, yeah. There's also Pyru red and black. Red October Soupies. You already knows. You already knows. What's the camera at that? Snaroos. But yeah, we're going with the Chargers on that. And lastly, we got Lions in the Raiders. I don't know what they was thinking with I mean, I guess the Lions, they could show them on national TV. I guess, but they're playing the Raiders. I don't know why they thought the Raiders. These. I'm going to bed early Monday night too, evidently, because I'm not watching this game. I mean, I'll watch the first half of it, but I'm not gonna watch this game unless it's a good game. I take that back. If it's a good game, I usually watch games if they're good. But it's like I just see the Lions as mollywhopping these boys. Especially because it's it's funny to say Jimmy G's hurt, and that's the best quarterback they have, and Jimmy G's a bum. They're due for a win. I don't think they are due for a win against the Lions, though. That's the thing. I don't just because they're playing with Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer is older than y'all. I'm not that old. I'm only 19. So Brian Hoyer is older than y'all. Yes. Yes. They're going to urinate on them, Chuck. They're going to urinate on them. But yeah, I agree with Chuck List. I'm going with the Lions. See, here's the thing. I'm at 60% for the year on our picks. I was at 65% to this last week. This last week took me under. But here's the thing. In my fantasy, I'm 6-1. What's y'all fantasy looking like? I'm actually in control of my fantasy. I can control that. That's something I can control. I'm 6-1 on my fantasy. How about y'all? Number 1 in my league. How about y'all? Huh? Exactly. I ain't trying to hear it. But yeah, it's your boy Geechee A. Smith, the Geechliest. You know what I'm saying? Geechee A. Smith, 49ers East Coast. Nah, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to see what I was going to do. They might show out. Yeah, they might. Oh, your Jones trash. Your fantasy's trash right now. I'm telling y'all need to get with me. I don't just do picks. My fantasy is nice. I'm usually I play 3 leagues every year, right? One of my leagues I'm always in the championship in. The other 2 I'm always in the playoffs. I won a championship in the one. The one I didn't make the playoffs, and the other one I was in the I made it the round before the before the championship. I forget what that round's called. But every year I at least have one of my teams in the championship, if not winning the championship on fantasy. This is what I do. You got to be a real GM. Like you really have to pay attention to bye weeks, matchups throughout the year when you're picking your people. And here's something I'm gonna tell it to y'all now because ain't none of y'all playing against me. And what else? You might forget by next year. If my number 1 pick, guess what? I don't do conventional wisdom. What does everybody usually pick their number 1 pick? Put it down in the comments who you think everybody picks the number 1 pick. Y'all tell me who y'all think people pick on the number 1 pick. And I'll tell you who I pick. Definitely will do that. I'm going to do that right now. But I pick a quarterback. That's what I pick on fantasy first. And guess who I usually pick first? You pick wide receiver? It's not bad. I pick a quarterback. And I pick Patrick Mahomes. Because then it sends people into a panic mode. See, sometimes fantasy and other things are like chess. It's like chess. You got to pick 4 people sometimes. So when you what it does when you pick a quarterback first, it makes people start picking quarterbacks early. They're like, oh shit, they jump off they running back thing because this is the auto picks. When you do auto picks in a draft, it always has the running backs first. It always does the running backs first if you do an auto pick. If you accidentally do that, that's why if you ever do a running back who catches, yeah, that's usually what is the first pick is a running back who catches like Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey. Those are always your number 1 running backs that are always picked in your fantasy. Always. It is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. However, they're subjective. Quarterback gets you the most point. If you look at the points every year, quarterbacks have the most points, especially someone like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen. So that's what I do first. I pick the guys with the most points. I don't pick position. I play positionless football. That's what you got to do. You got to play positionless football and pick people with the most points. They do. They do. And then, so what they do is they're like, oh man, let me grab me a quarterback. And then they'll grab a quarterback. So then when they start jumping off to the quarterback train, you start playing one ahead of them. You either grab your running back, or if none of the top running backs, because here's the thing about running backs, there's 32 of them. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't get the top ones, you got the top quarterback. So now they're gonna start jumping on quarterbacks. And then what you do is you grab the top wide receiver if they didn't, or you grab a top tight end. So that's where you start grabbing things like that you know are going to be like your Tyreek Hills, your Travis Kelce's, What else? Your Travis Kelce's, your guarantees, the ones that you know is going to be hot. You saying that, Chuck? You're saying that, Chuck, but I am 6-1 and going to probably be in the championship. It was in the championship last year. This is how I picked for the last 5 years, and it's been working for me. Last 5 years, this is how I pick. Quarterback first every single time. Every single time. And then I jump to a position player, whether it's a running back, wide receiver, or tight end. And then here's another thing I'll do. I'll grab a defense in like the 4th or the 5th round. A great defense. I know it's going to be a number 1 defense that's going to give me 12 points. So you got to play game. You go with high points. Stop going with names. People pick names all the time. I don't go for names. I go for matchups and I go for points. And I'm looking at who got their bye week win. Oh, because you was probably trash because you was picking running backs first. Then I'm gonna pick a defense that's gonna give me like 10 points. It's a war of attrition at this point because you got what? I forget how many positions you got. Quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, tight end, the flex, defense, kicker, right? 90 to 100 points is going to get you a dub, right? It's basically like NBA. First one to 100. I'm gonna give you my number though, Joe. So, first one to 100. Usually, I feel you. You should try that pick'em thing. That underdog fantasy pick'em. That's a good one. They also match the first 500 deposit. So you put 500 in, they'll give you 500. That's 1,000. I did it. I didn't do 500 because I don't gamble like that. But I did the pick'em John for the fantasy. Won a couple $100, and I stopped. I don't gamble. So yeah. Anyway, so you got 9 positions in the fantasy one, right? I mean, for Yahoo Fantasy or something like that, 9 positions. If you average in 10 points, 10-ish, 10 to 12, 10 to 15 points per slot, there's going to be about 100 or so points because 100 or so points is going to get you a dub. So I'm looking at a good defense. I'm looking at a good kicker. I'm looking at a good tight end. I'm grabbing a great quarterback. So that's like, if they all give me about 10-ish but quarterback's going to give me about 20, 10, 50. So that's how I operate. I work with the quarterback down because just like an NFL team, it starts with the quarterback and it works its way forward. I gave y'all a little bit too much info, but that's how I rock, and that's how I've been winning. I've been grabbing my quarterbacks first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, your boy Geechee A. Smith. That is the picks. Make sure you jump on the YouTube, like and subscribe, hit that bell so you can get the notifications when we go live. When I stop being lazy, I'm gonna set up these interviews that I got with these people that want to jump on the platform and be interviewed and talk to and whatnot. Because we ain't just gonna be doing sports. We're gonna be doing a little bit of music and some street history as well. Because Bear Image Media is the channel, but this is just the sports talk episode. We got different platforms and different channels for different things, different shows, different programs. Sports Center doesn't just talk about sports all the time. They have shows as well, right? Bear Image Media isn't just about picks. We're talking about all things sports, all things music, and I might I do food and traveling as well too, but I might put that on a different channel. But anyway, it's your boy Geechee Smith. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Deuces.